Hey, what's up, everyone? Let's dive into a crazy case that shook the Philippines back in early 2021 and had people talking nonstop. It starts with a tall, beautiful flight attendant celebrating New Year's Eve with 11 guys. After a night of wild partying, she ends up dead in a bathtub. Super mysterious, right? Those 11 men? Instant suspects. But then the police drop a bombshell. They're all gay and eventually get cleared. This thing blew up online with debates, theories, and all kinds of opinions. So, what really happened that night? Stick with me. We're going back to New Year's Eve 2021 to unpack it all. It went down in Manila, the capital and biggest city in the Philippines. Manila's a vibrant place, packed with famous tourist spots tied to its long history and a total haven for fashion shopping. Our main character is Christine Angelica Dacera. She was born April 13, 1997, in General Santos, Philippines. Second of 4 kids, she was a knockout from the start. Neighbors couldn't stop raving about how pretty she was. But she wasn't just looks. She worked hard in school, too, making her the kid every parent wished they had. After high school, she enrolled at the University of Mindanao in the Philippines. She had a bright, cheerful vibe and loved posting about her life on social media. She was also big into dance and modeling contests, racking up some solid wins along the way. In 2017, she entered the Miss Universe Philippines pageant and snagged the runner-up title. For the next 2 years, she kept at it with modeling and beauty gigs, but she hadn't quite hit the big time. So she switched gears to a dream job tons of young women chase: flight attendant. Dacera was a star. She breezed through the hiring process and joined Philippine Airlines. In 2019, she moved to Manila for work and started living her dream. She'd post stunning pics online all the time, and with her tall, gorgeous, sweet look, she built up over 160,000 followers, becoming a small-time social media celeb. On December 28, 2020, she shared a photo with the caption, "Last flight of the year." Turns out, it was the last flight of her life. December 31st, 2020, wasn't just any day. Crossing midnight into a new year feels big for a lot of people, like a fresh start. Dacera wanted to do something special. She decided to invite a few friends to celebrate New Year's Eve together. By chance, 3 of her buddies, Rommel Garlido, Gregorio Guzman, and John Della Serna, hit her up to hang out. They picked the fancy 4-star City Garden Hotel in Makati City as their spot. That day, Dacera checked into the hotel with her 3 friends, booking room 2209. It started as a small party, just the 4 of them, but then her friends invited 8 more guys to join. Those 8 checked into room 2207, right next door. Here's the thing. Dacera didn't even know those 8 dudes. So, aside from her, it's 11 men in the mix. 1 woman, 11 guys. You can guess how wild it got. The 12 of them partied hard, drinking and having a blast until 5 or 6 a.m. After the chaos, they all passed out. Blink, and it's 10 a.m. the next day. Garlido wakes up first. Groggy, he stumbles into the bathroom and sees Dacera lying in the tub. He figures she drank too much and crashed there. Instead of waking her, he tosses a blanket over her and goes back to sleep. Around noon, he gets up again to check on her. From across the room, he notices her face looks weirdly blue. Something's off. He checks her breathing and freezes. She's not alive. Panicked, he yells for Guzman and Della Serna to help. None of them have dealt with this before. They're freaking out. They try CPR, but it's no good. Next thing, they team up with hotel staff to rush her to Makati Medical Center. The hospital says she was already gone before she got there. Cause of death? A ruptured aortic aneurysm. On January 2nd, 2021, the forensic team does an autopsy and confirms it. She died from an aortic aneurysm, but they also find bruises and scars on her right arm, right thigh, knees and ankles, plus scratches on her inner thigh. Even bigger red flag? scratches and tears in her private area. This screams she might have been seriously attacked before the aneurysm hit. Makati Police Chief Harold Deposita says this could be a crime linked to the 11 men. They're all suspects now. They also find semen in her body, a huge piece of physical evidence pointing to something dark. Philippine National Police Chief Debold Sinas steps in, saying they've nabbed 3 of the guys and the other 8 are on the run. He gives those 8 72 hours to turn themselves in, or it's game over. The news hits, and the Philippines goes nuts. A flight attendant and 11 men have a wild night. She ends up dead. Everyone's talking about it. Tons of people blast the 11 guys, wanting the cops to throw the book at them. Others trash Dacera, saying she partied too hard and didn't know her limits. On paper, the police seem ready to wrap this up, just nab the suspects and grill them. But hold up, here comes a massive twist. The 3 arrested guys start screaming they're innocent. They're super tight with Dacera, would never hurt her. They say she died naturally, nothing to do with them. Then they drop this. They're all gay, not into women at all. Dacera knew that, and was fine chilling with them. They drank a lot that night, but that's it. No funny business. They say the 8 other guys they brought along, also gay, zero interest in her. Word spreads online from people in the know. These suspects are legit into men, no criminal past. The 11 guys' families jump in, slamming the cops for jumping the gun with no real investigation. It's sounding ridiculous. The police are baffled. Why so many gay dudes all of a sudden? Did they mess this up? Looking closer, the investigation's got holes. They found semen, but didn't DNA test it against the suspects before accusing them. Strange move. The autopsy shows injuries, but they can't say how they got there. Hotel security footage shows Dacera moving between rooms 2207 and 2209, totally chill, no signs of being forced. At 11:38 p.m. on December 31st, she's chasing 2 guys with a wine glass from 2207 to 2209. She calls her mom, gushing about an awesome New Year's at the hotel. At 2:50 a.m., she's holding hands with a guy, all smiles, leaving 2209. At 2:52, that guy, Gregorio Guzman, brings her back to 2209's door. They ring the bell, knock, and she playfully kisses him. He's not feeling it, keeps ringing the bell. By 4:13 a.m., she's drunk and stiff. Some dude carries her back to 2209. At 6:23 a.m., Guzman's caught on camera carrying a wasted Dacera back to the room. There's also a pic her friend took before she died. Her sitting by the toilet, drunk, flashing a peace sign. Once the footage drops, people start saying her friends look legit. They kept bringing her back, taking care of her, no sketchy vibes. Based on this, the cops let the 3 go and shift their tune. The samples from Dacera might have been messed up from embalming before the autopsy. She died naturally, not tied to the 11 guys. Filipinos are floored. 1 second, the police are hunting these dudes. The next, they're all off the hook. Hilarious, right? People start tearing into the cops for screwing up. Some suspect a cover-up. These 11 come from wealthy families. Money and connections pulling strings. The public's pissed, demanding a real investigation. No corruption allowed. With all those injuries, Dacera's family's convinced she was drugged and assaulted. Even though she's buried, her mom says she'd dig her up for more tests if it'd get the truth. They call out the police and medical reports, like the death certificate saying the body was embalmed first, which doesn't add up. They sue the cops for slacking and beg the Philippine president for justice. January 27, 2021, after months of digging, the National Bureau of Investigation holds a second hearing and drops a final forensic report. Her heart weighed 500 grams, way heavier than the normal 300. They find internal bleeding in her kidneys, and her death's pinned on an aortic aneurysm. No murder here. They think drinking and getting too hyped jacked up her blood pressure, causing the rupture. Cops find white powder in the room. Turns out it's just salt, not drugs. They test the 11 guys. Nothing illegal, just some blood pressure meds. Those bruises? Her 3 friends say maybe they bumped into each other while drunk. Plus, The hotel gave a wheelchair to get her to the hospital. She couldn't sit up, so maybe she got scratched then. April 23, 2021. The police release a 19-page report. Not enough evidence for murder. Her friends did CPR and got help fast. No shady motives. They drop all charges against the 11 case closed. But the buzz doesn't die. Dacera's family still accuses the 11 of foul play and lying. 5 of the guys hit back, suing her family for defamation and false claims. February 7, 2022, over a year after her death, the cops toss out all complaints, basically telling everyone, "It's over, let it go." Why the 180? Makati Chief Harold Deposita called it murder right away with no solid proof. Reckless move. The autopsy by medico-legal guy Michael Nick Sarmiento wasn't tight either. Both got fired. This all went down during the pandemic. Hotel rules said 2 per room, but City Garden let this crew party. They got shut down for 6 months and fined 10,000 pesos, about $200. Reading online, most people bash Dacera. Yeah, she liked to party, but that's not a death sentence. It's a warning to watch yourself, not to blame victims or say they deserve it for living loose. Up to you what you think, just keep a clear head and good stuff will come your way. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Hey there.